few days. So let's discuss this question that I posted a couple of days ago. So the eye question goes like this. A patient presents with right homonymous hemianopia and defective optokinetic nystagmus, and where is the lesion? So here there are few things that we need to understand. See, first of all, when I have a right homonymous hemianopia, that means my right side field I can't see. So for my right eye, it would be my temporal field, and for my left eye, it would be my nasal field. This is not working. Yeah. So the options actually did not talk about the sides. So we know one thing, when you have a homonymous hemianopia, it will always be contralateral to the lesion. But unfortunately for you, in the options, there was nothing about the sides. Okay, so they've just given the lesion site. So one was frontal lobe, then parietal, temporal and occipital lobe. Yeah. Now occipital lobe I can very confidently rule out, because there is nothing about macular sparing or about the central vision loss. So there's no mention about that at all. They've simply said there is a right homonymous hemianopia. Yeah. So when there is a right homonymous hemianopia but no mention about the central vision or no mention about macular sparing, you can confidently rule out occipital lobe. So irrespective of the optokinetic nystagmus, okay, we're not even talking about OKN here. Yeah. So I'm giving you the approach to this question. Okay. So before I discuss the concepts with you, because even if you don't know anything, even if you don't know any concept, at least by ruling out based on your existing knowledge, based on your existing database, you can still answer the question. Okay, so occipital lobe is ruled out. Now frontal lobe lesion and a visual field defect we were unheard of. Yes, have you heard of frontal lobe lesion causing anywhere coming in your visual pathway, causing visual field defects? No. So frontal lobe also is ruled out, occipital lobe also is ruled out. Now your only problem is between parietal lobe and temporal lobe. Yeah. Now, so 50-50. So 50-50. So your chance of arriving at the answer is 50-50. Now again you might ask, ma'am, you've never taught us about hemianopia in parietal and temporal lobe lesion. You always talk about quadrantanopia. See, that is like, what shall we say, a very textbook type of description teaching. But actually you can get a hemianopia even in parietal lobe and temporal lobe lesions, which we do see. Okay. Now coming back to the question itself. Now it could be either parietal lobe or temporal lobe. Now let's go back to the other information that is given in the question, which is optokinetic nystagmus. Now what is this optokinetic nystagmus? It's a physiological nystagmus. It's not pathological. OKN itself is not pathological, because see, when you're looking at a moving object, you still need to maintain foveal fixation. So your optokinetic nystagmus helps in maintaining that. See, something is moving. Yeah. So your fovea has to track it, and again it has to come back and track it again. So for that, optokinetic nystagmus is essential for all of us, you, me, everyone. So OKN or optokinetic nystagmus, OKN by itself is not pathological. Understand that. So now, what are the components of OKN? Okay, normal. We're not talking about abnormality at all. We're not even going there now. So optokinetic nystagmus is you for a moving object, and as the object keeps moving, you come back and then again track. You come back and again track. So there is a very smooth pursuit movement. So first you follow the object and then you need to refix it. So refix it is a quick component. Okay, so there is a slow movement, which is a slow smooth pursuit, and there is a fast corrective movement, which is your saccade. Saccade is always fast. Okay, so do you understand this? So you got this slow component, which is your smooth pursuit, and the faster saccade. Is that clear? Now for your smooth pursuit, the lobe that is important is your occipitoparietal junction. Okay, but trust me, it's more of a parietal lesion which will cause an abnormality in the OKN. So it is primarily parietal lobe. Although we call it occipitoparietal junction, it is your parietal lobe which is responsible for the smooth pursuit. Saccade, of course, it's your frontal eye field. Now, this parietal lobe is important for movements in the contralateral hemifield, okay, originating from the contralateral hemifield. So that means when I have a left parietal lobe lesion, any movement that starts from the right side to the left, because what is a contralateral half field? My right field. Yes, so any movement from right to left, the smooth pursuit will be abnormal. Do you understand what I am saying? So now go back to our question. There is a right hemianopia. So right hemianopia, homonymous hemianopia, means a left lesion and with a OKN, asymmetrical OKN. So that means when the OKN drum, so you got this vertically, a striped drum basically, which can be rotated. So now when I rotate it like this, so when the drum moves from right to left, that is from my contralateral hemifield, because my lesion is in the left parietal lobe. So when it moves from my right field towards the left, do you understand? So right to left, when the OKN drum is moving, my smooth pursuit is abnormal. Whereas now when I rotate my OKN from left to right, so left to right is my right parietal lobe that is going to take care of this smooth pursuit, which is normal. So now my OKN is normal, my smooth pursuits are normal, my saccades are normal. So that is called asymmetry of OKN. Yeah. So you understand the answer to this question is parietal lobe, because parietal lobe can cause lesion, optic radiation lesions can cause a hemianopia, not typically like a textbook description of a quadrant anopia. You know, we talk about the pie on the floor. Yeah, we do get hemianopia. Now, this optokinetic nystagmus helps us clinch the diagnosis. So, number one, I told you nothing to do with occipital lobe. Yeah, occipital lobe, first of all, we've ruled out because they've given hemianopia, but there's no mention of macular sparing. That itself we've ruled out, occipital lobe. Now, the second, frontal lobe option, we've ruled out because frontal lobe and visual field defect, no connection only. Right? So, no connection, again ruled out. Now, you only left between parietal lobe and temporal lobe. Now, for this, you need to know about optokinetic nystagmus. Optokinetic nystagmus is a physiological nystagmus composed of a smooth pursuit as you track the moving object and a corrective, quick corrective, fast saccade movement, yes, to refix it. Understood? And the smooth pursuit is by parietal lobe. Alright, it is originating in the parietal lobe, and this parietal lobe is important for smooth pursuit originating from the contralateral hemifield. So when I have let's say left parietal lobe, it is going to take care of movement of tracking movement starting from right side to left side. Do you get that? So when I have a parietal lobe lesion, I can get this kind of picture that is given in the question, where I get a right, because lesion is in the left parietal lobe, I can get a right hemianopia and an asymmetric OKN. Now, what kind of asymmetry would it be? When the OKN drum is moved from right to left, there will be a problem. Whereas when you move the OKN from left to right, it will be absolutely normal. Is that clear to everyone? Just give me a thumbs up if you understood this question, and I think Manoj asked me this question, and I hope Manoj has understood this. Yes, so if you have any doubts, you can always DM me, send me on WhatsApp your questions, and I will take up your questions for discussion. Okay? Any other questions, guys? So similarly, so this is for horizontal movement testing. You want to check the vertical movement, you can rotate the OKN drum vertically. Okay. All right. Any other doubts regarding this particular question? I hope I've made myself clear. All right. See you guys in the next question. I don't see any question coming up. All right. See you in the next one.